So I'm getting that someone had a fall from grace. What do I mean by that? This would have been somebody from your past who you might not have seen for a while, that when you saw them, they were like in their prime. They were like, you know, sometimes when you're with people or you meet people and they're like just really good looking, you know, they're full of energy, they're healthy, you know, and then, you know, you see like a picture of them or something on Facebook and they like, oh, there's a car hidden here. Oh, look at this. We'll go through it. And then you like see a picture on Facebook later on and they just look like aged. And you kind of go, well, that's weird. There's only 5 years difference between the time I saw them and now, you know. But they look 15 years older or whatever. Nine of Wands just came out. I'm just trying to see what I'm getting from it. What I'm getting from this card is that it's whatever's been going on is prolonged. I feel like someone, when you were with someone, they had a very they lit your fire. They lit your fire, and it's a possibility that they didn't feel 100% the same way, but they were there. They showed up for you when they said they would. Maybe they weren't 100% like, you know, they weren't perfect like you, but you kind of knew what was wrong with them. Yeah. And you were okay with it. You were kind of like, you know, this person has all these, this person, there's nobody like this person, you know, it's okay, you know. Oh, that's weird. I can't get these cards to behave. What's going on here? Okay. Wow. Okay, let's stop for a second on this first row here. And we got the devil on the bottom of the deck. He's in reverse, but he's not presenting himself as being in reverse. He presents himself as being hiding. So we're going to put him out there on the table. Okay. God, I wish I had my coffee over here. All right, let's talk about this. So the two cards that we have over here is this Knight of Wands in reverse and this Queen of Swords. Now, at first, I picked up this Queen of Swords as someone that I was going to say we didn't want to talk to. That's not exactly what I meant. But just more of like someone who's like stern in the situation or, you know, strict, yes, but not in any sense that's like fair. So I'm still kind of just sort of picking it up as this like neutral energy that has boundaries. Okay, so let's continue. So then the next two cards, so we have the Queen of Wands, right? So this deck right here, the cards that I'm pulling from right now have two decks in it that are married. So this is the Queen of Wands from one of the decks, right? And then we ended up getting the Queen of Wands from another deck over here, right? And then, so we have this Nine of Wands energy that's with this Queen of Wands energy that's kind of, you know, tired. And then with the persistence and, you know, just the, I'm getting this drawn out. This thing is whatever's been going on has been happening for a really long time. Okay, so even if it's been like a week, it feels like 10 years. And then we have this Sun card upside down. I think this is more than just like somebody's realization. I think that this is somebody really understands like where they are. But what's funny too is that, so that one, that Queen of Wands came out like with this Nine of Wands energy, and then this Queen of Wands came out with the Hangman energy. Everybody calls it the Hangman. They're like the Hangman, the Hangman, Hangman. And when I looked at it, it said the Hanging Man, and it's like I've seen this card before. I don't remember it saying Hanging Man. You know, it was always the Hanged Man. It might say Hanging Man on every single deck, but the funny thing about this is kind of how I feel like this Queen of Wands has this person, right? And then so we've got that Knight energy upside down, and then we have this Page of Swords energy that's upside down. And I think he was upside down under one of these queens, and then we have this Devil energy here, right? Which belongs up here. We're gonna pull some more cards, but definitely someone else is inserting their self into your reading, because we asked what they were doing. We didn't ask, you know, who else was involved. If they're on the table, it's because they're inserting themselves into our reading. Not once, but twice. All right, so we're gonna have to move these up or away. You know what? Right now I'm just gonna put them to the side here, because we have the Death card in reverse over here by this guy. And then we have the Temperance in reverse underneath this Queen of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups underneath the Queen of Wands. We have the Emperor underneath the Nine of Wands. And then we have this Knight of Pentacles upright. So someone fell from grace. Okay, so the person that fell from grace, they were like, well, they were, I'm just going to use the word boss. Like, they were a boss to begin with. So this person, like, whatever you saw in them when you knew them, like, that was real. Even if they didn't see it in themselves, even if they like had a great job, but they were like unsure. Yeah. The Magician. So, they I'm just getting this like very specific scenario, and I'm trying to make it more like general, just because that's pretty darn specific. It's almost like that what they did for a living, like they were successful, and like what they did for a living, they were good at it and they made it look easy, but they really couldn't even tell you how they did that. And so like a rock star, but like humble enough, because they weren't like tooting their own horn, because they just weren't acknowledging their own, you know, accomplishments. And so because of that, they were putting themselves in like a lower place than where they should have been when they started like choosing a significant other or choosing how they wanted to move forward in their life. And because of this, they chose away from you. And now this person has been like, wow, the word that came to me was harangued, to the point where they are tired. They may or may not realize their mistake. They might be of the opinion that all women are like that. With these two queens here on the table. Well, there's more than two queens, but these two Queen of Wands on the table, it's almost like all these women are mirroring each other. And if that is the case, me as the divine masculine, if that's the case, this is my fault, because I chose the same type of people. I chose these people. So if they're coming out like that, they're mirroring me. This Six of Pentacles here. Yeah, I orchestrated this. So if I wanted to believe that all women were the same, then all I needed to do was choose the same type of woman and then go, see? It's not my fault. And they went from like, the words chunk of man came to my mind, to like this sniveling weasel. Sorry, that seemed very judgmental, but again, I don't choose these words. I don't call people stuff like that. But they did. They sort of went from this like lion to a hyena. And I'm not saying that hyenas aren't dangerous, but they're scavengers, you know? They won't attack unless they're in groups. They won't, you know, mostly. I can't predict a hyena's behavior from my freaking living room. But, you know, you get it. This was supposed to happen. So I don't know if this was supposed to happen. The words "to you" came to mind. I don't know if this did actually happen to you. If there was a situation that somebody else was in that caused you pain, then yeah, to a certain degree, it did happen to you. Although I have to submit to you that this male has been through far worse than you went through, even if you watched it from the sidelines. But it was supposed to happen. So regardless of whether or not you're supposed to reunite with this person or not, or unite with this person, if you never actually did get to have like what you would consider to be a real conversation, you were meant to experience this person in a certain way, and they were meant to experience you. So we have the Ace of Pentacles on top of these queens. We have this Seven of Wands upside down, and we have this Four of Swords upside down on top of this. Sorry, I'm starting to feel this like pressure on my throat. I'm trying to figure out if this means that they have healed, or if sorry. That's the Five of Cups. So that's like regret energy. See this energy? It's like a lot of these males are in this weird. So this is the Six of Cups, so soulmate energy, and then Four of Cups. So that's been coming up. Yeah, they're in this like weird, like, I want to give to you, but I'm in the wrong spot because I haven't done what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's like making me miserable, like kind of energy. I'm not appreciating what I have, and I'm, you know, the devil inside, you know. It's just like, you're just like, what? God, what have you been doing? It's been like 12 years. I can't. Sometimes it takes a while to break someone down. And I feel like some of these people like walked away from you to like be with were like literally like designed like the prison system. We're just going to break you down and then build you back up again to the way what you like. And you let this person go because you were kind of like, you know what? I did all this stuff and we had this connection and we would talk and stuff. And this person left me for someone who treated them bad and, you know, would throw fits when they didn't buy them stuff, and just all kinds of like weird like behavior that you would have never expected. Wow, the word that came to my mind was this prince to engage in. And wow, there isn't even a card for that on the table. Although we do have, you know, we have a lot of queens, and we have, I believe, a knight over there, although I think he's upside down, maybe. Might be having deja vu. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him over there. Yep. Yeah. Trying to kind of see where these people are right now in their process of healing. I felt like something flipped over in my hand, but I don't think so. Trying to see like if they're trying to come to you. You know, fall from grace doesn't really tell us like what their next move is, unless they're trying to tell us that, you know, somebody hit like rock bottom. Because sometimes too, people recognize that they're falling, and instead of trying to redeem themselves, kind of being like, you know what, I don't want to be this person, I don't want to go in this direction, let me stop this, let me do something else. They kind of get this idea in their head like they're too bad to like recover, or they can't get out, you know, they're in too deep or something to that effect, and they don't actually try. They don't actually try to get out of it. They don't try to heal. They just remain sad with this Five of Cups on the table, right? And again, they're still in this energy of wanting to give, know full well that they're not, you know. This is you kind of being like, hey, you used to be a hero, but now you're kind of like a zero. Somebody done put you through the wash, and now you're trying to run to me because you're afraid that, you know, they're going to put you in the dryer too. That was kind of harsh. This is like what came to my mind. I really want these cards to just kind of like come out on their own, which they are, but they're doing it very slowly. So again, it's a possibility that a lot of time has gone by in this situation because this person is moving very slowly. And if you were aware of this situation, you made a conscious decision to not take certain people back that had hurt you, or you know, maybe like I said before, this person didn't necessarily hurt you like everybody else, but, you know, they made you feel some sort of way at some point enough to be kind of thrown into that mix. And this person may not even be on your mind, but there might be someone on your mind who, like I said, when you were with them, was literally like a superhero until they met their kryptonite. Ah, one fell out.